Hey, welcome to the video. In this video I'm going to be walking you through how to get the Runestone Chomik in Find the Chomiks. It's a terrifying difficulty Chomik, and it's hidden in the Celestial Dome. It's quite a puzzly Chomik if you're not used to those. They're quite difficult to do, hence why I'm making a video on it. I like to go through and explain the full methods behind every kind of puzzle-oriented Chomik in the game. So if you don't know how to do the puzzles, you're in the right place. So, the hint we're given here is do something in Trollhattan to access the Celestial Dome. If you've already done the bit in Trollhattan and you know exactly how it works, so what those weird telephone notes were that were blocking your access to the Celestial Dome, and you can skip ahead to the timestamp in the description. You've probably got a bar on the progress bar as well to get there. But for the meantime, let's get to Trollhattan. There's a little skip down there if you're good and you can do that consistently, and it's always a lot quicker, except I'm not necessarily that good. Anyway, Trollhattan is located just around here, in the Chomik area, in case you didn't know, hence the name Trollhattan. Gets you teleported here, and into this portal, takes you straight to Trollhattan. So from here, what we're trying to do is access the Celestial Dome. The way you get to that is going down this road down here. If you walk in this direction, there's a little platform at the top there. You notice you can jump to it from this lantern down here. Almost there. And up onto this wooden platform. Oh. And you go all the way around here. There's some blue lanterns as well. That's how you know you're on the right track. Those blue lanterns may help you with a different Chomik that I'm not going to name. So this will take you all the way up here. And if you go up this rock twice, you'll notice at the end of it, there's going to be some sort of little bridge that you can go across. Quite well lit by some giant lanterns you can see. And this bridge takes you all the way across to where we need to go. So what you're going to find down here is a massive blue beacon in the sky, right? Pointing all the way up. This is the area where you find out how to teleport into Celestial Dome. When you come in here, you'll start noticing these telephone sounds I was talking about earlier. We'll hear them in a second. Now at first, these are really confusing, especially if you haven't encountered this thing before. What this actually is a way of encoding numbers called DTMF, which stands for Dual Tone Multi-Frequency. So these numbers, these telephone tones are exactly what we need to get to Celestial Dome. So what I'd recommend you do is record the audio in a software like Audacity, for example. So if I go and turn off Roblox audio for a second here and bring up Audacity, if you go and record this, sorry, it might be a bit loud. That's very loud. I'm gonna, it's playback speed. It's very, very loud. I'm gonna turn that down. But yeah, what you'll notice about these notes is that if you look at them in a spectrogram, they're not actually single notes, they're two notes being played at the same time. There's a high note and a low note in every single note that you hear. And it's the way that this works is that, let me bring up this page here. It's the way it works is there's 3 columns and there's 4 rows of a typical keypad that goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 asterisk 0 pound. And the DTMF symbol, sorry, DTMF coding splits them into their columns and into their rows. So each column has a frequency or a pitch dedicated to its note, and the same for every single row, and all of these pitches are distinct. So the lower ones are the rows, and the high-pitched notes are the columns. So if you look at this, you can note that by taking the two frequencies here, you can kind of combine the two of them. Well, you can read one of the frequencies and determine what row it's in, and read the other frequency and determine what column it's in. Assuming you know the frequencies of each row and column. Sorry if that's a bad explanation, but nonetheless, you can put that into a decoder online like this. I found one that's a GitHub website, and if you play it, gives you a code. In this case, it's 281-560-4937. So if we go back in game and type this in chat, it can teleport you straight to Celestial Dome. Yeah. Fairly quick to do. You don't need to... Well, you don't even have to reach that... you don't even have to reach that blue beacon I was talking about, presuming you know the code. And it takes you to Celestial Dome, which is an absolutely stunning, beautiful place. My only gripe with this place is how long it takes to, well, get anywhere. But yeah, what we're doing here is now we've got into the sub-realm, and now we actually do need to look for the Chomik. So this Chomik again is one of the more cryptic Chomiks. It's a puzzle-based Chomik, and if you notice this door here, well, this is what we need to gain access to it. We've got 6 runes on the side, and there's a door here. If I camera glitch through, you'll notice that there's stuff in this room that I'll get to later. But yeah, our main goal for the moment is to gain access to this room. So we need to find a combination of those runes to open that door. So if I walk around here and get up to the second layer of the dome, you'll notice that there's a lot more to this map than initially meets the eye. There's a ton of stuff you can check for. This area is absolutely massive, and a lot of the places on the map can only be accessed by jumping down from a higher vantage point. I'm going to be heading down to this area down here where those large trees are situated. If you look at it from spawn, then you'll notice that there's a massive pool of water beneath it. I'm not going to be using that pool of water because it's inconsistent, and I've only been able to actually get out of that pool of water if I've used FPS Unlocker on about 30 FPS, I think it was. I know you can do it on 60 FPS, but I'm just... it's just not consistent for me. Nonetheless, coming over, all the way down here. Well, it gives me an opportunity to show you how to get up to the main island as well, actually, so that's a benefit in itself. Coming all the way around here, you'll be able to see the waterfall that I was talking about earlier there, just there. Now, what we will be doing is we'll be getting down to that vent area there. And the way you get to that is by coming up to this tree, climbing all the way up, walking here. Now, you'll notice there's 3 green lines here. What you want to do is you want to follow as straight along them as you possibly can. It's a completely invisible path. You can use click to move if that helps you, but you just want to go as far along as you possibly can. You'll notice there's a platform there. That's what we are trying to jump down to. And once you get close enough and jump on down, you can climb up this beam here to get to the main platform. Now, from here, it's a lot easier to jump down to that vent I was talking about earlier. If I walk around here, I would advise you don't try to land on the trees, because the trees are slopes, and if you jump from a high place onto a slope, it can cause some very unfortunate flings. But yeah, you want to jump straight down here and come into this vent. In this vent, you'll notice that if you use your camera to look through the walls, there's a really odd combination of colours here. I'm going to reset character, and I'll walk back and I'll drag that back onto the screen once we get to the door, because this is what we need to open the combination to the door. It's got 4 colours, 4 squares. Doesn't initially seem like it would be useful at the store, but I'll show you why in a bit. Almost there. Right, these runes themselves are actually not relevant at all. If we look at this, we'll notice that we've got a red one, an orange one, a yellow one, and a green one. So I'm thinking rainbow order, right? So if we were going red to orange to yellow to green, if we think as this square is the far right square and these three is the far left runes, then we click the red, orange, yellow, and green. Sorry, I forgot the combo. Red, orange, yellow, and green. So red, orange, yellow, and green. It doesn't do anything. What we actually need to do here is go in reverse rainbow order. So we need to go green, yellow, orange, red. Green, yellow, orange, red. And that'll open the door for you. Here you go. Coming on through. Back into this room that we saw earlier. You'll notice about this room, we've got the little coloured rectangles on the bottom again. Same colours as we had before. And all the heads of these statues are blinking in Morse code, seemingly. So what I would recommend you do is bring out a notepad inside of Roblox. Oh yeah, you can bring up that little notepad thing by pressing the single quotation mark on your keyboard. Or it's the @ key. I'm not sure what one that is actually. But single quotation mark, that one there. And it will bring up a tab at the top where you can type your commands without having to put them in chat. Anyway, this puzzle works on the same premise of reverse rainbow order, just like the last one, right? So if I look at this green one here, and if I look at the head of it, I can start noting down what the Morse code says. So for green, it's this, right? There's a long pause between repetitions, so you can use that to quite easily tell when the word starts and stops. And if you take a step back and do that for every single head and translate it, you'll get the phrase, reveal thyself, archaic hamster. If you go in green, yellow, orange, red, reverse rainbow order, right? Then the only step from here is to say it in chat. Have I typed that right? Reveal thyself, archaic hamster. And the door opens. There it is. Congratulations. This is quite a difficult Chomik, in all honesty. It's, in my opinion, one of the harder terrifyings, specifically because of, well, first of all, knowing DTMF is quite difficult. And, well, second of all, the fact that this rainbow combination was meant to be for this combination of runes here is incredibly unclear to me. It took me. I was looking at this forever, thinking like, is it something to do with symmetry? Is it something to do with? Well, there's 6 circles. I noticed that there was. Sorry, the code was 4 long. I noticed that there was 4 pillars on the side, and they lead to these island things that are also circles. Those have circles on them too. I was just going down a ton of different tangents that were really, really not related to what I was trying to figure out at all. It took me a very long time to figure that one out. But yeah, that's how you get the Chomik. Thanks for watching. Hope it helps. See you in the next one.